let us start the third chapter, that is properties of fresh concrete. Okay, so this is the syllabus of third chapter. That is, here in this chapter we are going to study about the concrete preparation. Okay, step by step procedure of preparation of concrete. Okay, so here we are having the first process as batching. Okay, we are having the first process as batching. For this batching we will discuss the different types of batching. Okay. Next is mixing of concrete. First is batching, second is mixing of concrete, then the next one is transportation of concrete, then placing of concrete, including pumping and compaction techniques for good quality of concrete. Okay, then after that we are going to study about workability of concrete and its measurement. Okay, so we will discuss what is workability and how can we measure the workability of concrete. Okay, after that we will discuss about segregation and bleeding in concrete. Okay, so what is segregation of concrete and what is bleeding in concrete. Then the different types of curing in concrete. Okay, what are the different methods of curing the concrete, that also we are going to study in this. Then we are going to study about different methods of measuring the workability, then temperature effect on fresh concrete, use of admixtures in concrete, and construction chemicals and types of admixtures. Okay, so this is the syllabus of third chapter. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, so let me start. Okay, so before starting directly to the batches, I will tell you what are the different stages of producing the concrete. First, we should know what are the different, what is the sequence of preparing the concrete. Then we will start with the first stage. Okay, to prepare the concrete. Okay, in order to prepare the concrete, these are the different stages uh, which are used. Okay, the first step is batching. Okay, first step of preparing the concrete is batching. In the batching, we will take the different ingredients of concrete in its proper proportion. Okay, so we are having the different ingredients as cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and water. Okay, so these are the four basic ingredients of concrete. So these four basic ingredients, in how much amount we are taking, is called as batching. Okay, second stage is mixing. Okay, so in the first step we have taken the different ingredients in their proper quantities. Okay, now after taking those ingredients in their ratio or in their proper proportion or in their proper quantity, we have to mix them. Okay, so the second stage will be mixing after batching. Okay, so once you prepare the concrete or once you mix the concrete, what will be the next step? Next step is to transport the concrete. Okay, where you have to transport? You have to transport the concrete from the place of mixing to the place of deposition of concrete, or to the place of where you want to exactly put up the concrete. Okay, so you have to transport the concrete. So third stage will be transportation of concrete. Okay, first step is batching, in which you are going to take the different ingredients of concrete in their proper quantity. Second step is mixing. Okay, after taking the ingredients, we have to mix them. Second stage is mixing. So after mixing the concrete, you have to transport the concrete from the place you have mixed to the place where you want to put the concrete. Okay, so this is called as transportation of concrete. So once you transport the concrete to its final destination, you have to put the concrete into its formwork, or you have to put up the concrete where you want to where you are preparing the structure. Okay, so finally you have to put the concrete into its formwork where your concrete where your concrete structure is being constructed. Okay, so so fourth step is placing of concrete. Okay, fourth step is placing of concrete. So once you put the concrete into its final position, or into its final place, what you have to do, you have to compact that concrete. Okay, so you have to compact that concrete to remove the air voids. Okay, to remove the air voids which is present in the concrete, and also you have to ensure that the concrete has reached in each and every corner inside the formwork. Okay, you should ensure that the concrete has reached each and every corner inside the formwork, and there are no air voids inside the concrete. Okay, when you compact it, the concrete will settle down properly. Okay, so this is the fifth step. So after compacting, you have to leave it for one day. Then next day you will come and you will remove the formwork. If it is a column, if it is a column or any vertical structure, if it is for slab and all, you will leave the formwork for at least 15 days or 20 days. Okay. So after compacting, next step is curing. Okay, what do you mean by curing? Curing is nothing but providing the environment to the concrete for its hydration reactions. Okay, means you will apply the water to the concrete so that the temperature will be maintained in the concrete for its proper hydration in the concrete. So that will lead to the gain of strength gaining. Okay, so last step is finishing. Okay, so these are the different stages of producing the concrete. So first step is batching, where you are taking all the ingredients of concrete in its proper proportion. So next step is mixing. Okay, after taking the ingredients, you have to mix them. Okay, so after mixing, you have to transport them to its final position. So when you reach to your final position, you have to place into its destination. So fourth step is placing. After placing, you have to compact it to remove the air bubbles, and so you should ensure that the concrete has reached to each and every corner inside the formwork. So after compacting, curing will come. Curing, after curing, there is finishing. Okay. So these are the 7 stages of producing concrete. So these 7 stages of producing concrete, we will discuss one by one in detail. Okay. So each stage or each step of producing concrete, we will discuss here in this chapter in depth. Okay. So first step is batching. Okay. So concrete is a versatile, durable, sustainable, and economic material. Okay. And it is the world's most widely used construction material. Okay. Concrete is a most versatile and durable material. It is also sustainable and economic material, and it is widely used in the construction. Okay, if you compare to other construction materials, concrete is mostly used and widely used construction material compared to all other construction materials. Okay, to make excellent quality of concrete, the proportion of concrete ingredients should be measured properly and accurately. One can accurately measure the concrete ingredients by carry out the batching process. Okay, so to prepare the concrete, you cannot take the cement of any quantity, then fine aggregate and coarse aggregate in a random quantity, and water in any quantity. You cannot do like that. Okay, if you do like that, you will not get the concrete of your required strength. Okay, so to get the concrete of your according to your requirement. Okay, what will be your requirement? Your requirement will be like, our concrete should gain this much of strength, our concrete should have this much of workability, our concrete should have this much of this, that, and all. Okay, so you will be having the requirement of its properties. Okay, then you will be needing that your concrete should become hard within 24 hours. If it is a very cold region, then you have to, then concrete will take much time to gain the strength. So at that time, we will use the admixtures, right? So you will be having the requirement of set of properties. So according to to reach that our requirement, we will do the mixed design. So in that mixed design, we will get to know how much quantity of each material to be taken. Okay, so how much quantity of cement is to be taken, how much quantity of coarse aggregate, how much quantity of fine aggregate to be taken, and how much liters of water is required. So according to that only, you have to take the quantities of those aggregates, quantity of those ingredients. Okay, so then only you can match up with your required properties. Okay, so batching is the process of measuring the concrete mixed ingredients by either mass or volume, and introducing them into the mixer. Okay, so to measure the quantity of ingredients, like as I told you, so how much quantity of fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, cemented water to be taken, we have to take in those quantity. So what will be the how you will measure the quantity? There are two ways. Okay, there are two ways of measuring those quantities. One is that you can measure the quantities according to weight, and another is that you can measure the quantities of those ingredients by their volume. Okay, either you can measure it by mass or you can measure it by volume. Okay, so most specifications require that batching should be done by mass rather than volume. Okay, so according to specification and according to if you say more accurate way, okay, more accurate way if you say when we compare batching by mass or batching by volume, so batching by mass is preferred. Okay, so batching by mass or taking the ingredients according to by measuring the weight is more preferable compared to taking the ingredients by volume. Okay, so how can you differentiate between mass and volume? If you are taking ingredients by mass, it means that you are taking in kgs, like 5 kg of cement, 10 kgs of fine aggregate, and around 20 kgs of coarse aggregate. Okay, so it will be 1 is to 2 is to 4. 5 kgs of cement, 10 kgs of fine aggregate, and 20 kgs of coarse aggregate. Then you will need around 50 liters of water. Okay, so this is by weight, measuring the ingredients of concrete by weight or by mass. So if you are suppose taking the ingredients by volume, okay, if you are taking by volume, it means that you are taking it in volume, like meter cube. You can measure it in the meter cube, or you can use the gamels. Okay, so 1 gamel of cement, then 2 gamels of fine aggregate, and 4 gamels of coarse aggregate. Okay, or if you are measuring or you can you measure it by meter cube if you are having the those boxes. Okay, like 1 meter cube of cement, 2 meter cube of fine aggregate, and 4 meter cube of coarse aggregate. So by this way also you can measure. Okay, so you can measure the ingredients by weight and you can measure the ingredients by volume. So when we compare measuring by weight and volume or mass and volume, so measuring by mass is preferable. Okay. The ingredients must be measured accurately for each batch to produce concrete of uniform quality. Okay, so suppose you need 100-meter cubes of concrete. Okay, a huge quantity of concrete is required. So 100-meter cube of concrete you cannot prepare at once only. Okay, you will prepare the concrete batch by batch. Okay, first at once you will prepare the concrete for 1 meter cube. Okay, then you will send it to its final position. Then again you will mix the concrete another 1 meter cube. Okay, so like this, suppose you need 10 meter cube of concrete, then batch by batch you will produce the concrete for 10 times. Okay, so for each batch, okay, when you are preparing for first batch, that is for 1 meter cube of concrete, so how much quantity of all the ingredients, cement, sand, coarse aggregate, and water you have taken, exact quantity should be taken for second, third, and rest all the batches, so that you should get the concrete. All the 10 meter cube of concrete should be of uniform quality. Okay, so that also you have to take care when you are producing the concrete in a huge quantity in batch wise. Okay, so as I told you, there are two types of batching, that is volume batching and mass batching. So let us discuss volume batching first. So volume batching is not a good method, okay, compared to mass batching or weigh batching. Volume batching is not a good method if we compare. Moist sand in loose condition weighs less than the same volume of dry sand. Okay, so moist sand in loose condition weighs less than the same volume of dry sand. Why it is? Because if the sand is in loose condition, and if it contains some moisture content, then there will be bulking in sand. Okay, so we have already studied what is bulking of sand in the previous chapter. Okay, because of bulking of sand, then the sand will be in the loose condition, and though the volume will be more, but the quantity of sand will be less because there is an increase in volume. That's why it will weigh less. Okay, it will the weight of that will be less when compared to when it is dry. Okay, and this type of batching, okay, volume batching is used for small works. Okay, small works we will use volume batching. For quality of the work, weigh batching is practiced. Okay, for important works and for big construction works, we will use weigh batching or mass batching. So volume batching is used for small constructions. Okay, and again, volume batching, there are two types. Okay. So in batching, we have two types, that is volume batching and weigh batching. So in volume batching, again, there are two types, that is random volumetric batching, and another one is accurate volumetric batching. In random volumetric batching, random volumetric batching is a batching process in which one cannot control the proportion of concrete ingredients like cement, aggregate, water, etc. It results in the error, and ultimately the concrete may not achieve its designated strength. In random volumetric batching, the proportion of the concrete ingredients cannot be controlled due to the size and shape of the container. That is, the workers counting the number of gamels for proportioning the complete ingredients. This is absolutely unscientific, crude, and should never be allowed even for a small job. Okay. So in volumetric batching also there are two types, that is random volumetric batching and accurate volumetric batching. In random volumetric batching, we are using this one. This, Gamels. Okay, we are using gamels. What do you mean by gamels? Camel, you might have seen in the construction world, work they will use camels to transport anything, like whether it is concrete or whether you are excavating something. Small camels will be there. In that, they will take the ingredient. Okay, so in the random volumetric batching, they will use camels to measure the ingredients. Okay, like for one bag of cement, they will take around 12 gamels of around 10 gamels of sand and around 14 or 15 gamels of coarse aggregate. Okay, so like that they will measure. So this is called as random volumetric batching. Okay, here you can see in the figure. Okay, figure is on is there on the screen. You can see this is called as gamel. And this if you are using these gamels, then you are measuring the ingredients by which method? Random volumetric batching. Okay, this is not a correct way of measuring the ingredients. So for first batch of the concrete, you will get the one particular quality of concrete. But when you are doing for the second batch, you will not get the same quality of concrete because you cannot control here the quantity of ingredients properly. Okay, a person in the first time can take a full gamble. Second time he can take some less amount. Okay, unwantedly. Okay, he don't want to take it less, but sometimes the quantity may come less, and also you cannot maintain the shape of aggregate. Okay, so in the when you are doing when you are measuring the ingredients uh, by weight, so you will take it according to its weight. But when you are using it by uh, volumetric batching, then some ingredients, if you take for aggregates, coarse aggregate, if the aggregates are elongated and flaky, okay, if aggregates are elongated and flaky, though it will take more volume, but the quantity of aggregates will be less because there will be more voids in between those particles of the coarse aggregate if it is elongated and flaky. So likewise, you cannot exactly maintain the quantities of ingredients in the random volumetric batching. So next is volumetric batching or a proper volumetric batching. In volumetric batching of concrete is done by using measurement boxes, or locally known as pharmas or gauge boxes. Okay. In a proper volumetric batching, you are not using gammas here. You are using pharmas. Okay. In an ideal case, the volume of the pharma is made equal to the volume of one bag of cement. That is 35 liters of or multiple thereof. Okay. So for to prepare the quantity of to prepare the concrete of for one bag of cement, how much amount of fine aggregate or coarse aggregate is required. So according to that, the size of the pharma will be prepared. Okay. So or if you whether the size of the pharma, if it is for one bag of the cement, it will be for 35, it will be of 35 liters. If it is for two bags, then it will be of 70 liters. Okay, likewise the size of the pharma will be there. So if suppose we are using 40 liters of sand, 40 liters like volume I'm telling, 40 liters if you need, then you have to prepare the pharma of 40 liters. Okay, so this is somewhat a correct method compared to use of gammons, that is random volumetric batching. Okay, so this type of batching will give somewhat a correct measurement of the ingredients. Concrete ingredients like fine aggregate, that is sand, coarse aggregate, that is of 10 mm and 40 mm, are measured by pharmas or gauge boxes. Care must be taken to see that the pharmas or gauge boxes are not overfilled. Okay, when you are using these pharmas, okay, so you have to see that you have to fill it till the top, and it should not be overloaded or it should not be overflowing. Okay, you have prepared the size of pharma according to one bag of the cement, so you have to fill it properly till the top. You should not be overfill it. Okay, you should not overfill it. It should be filled properly or level the surface at the top. Completely fill it and level the surface, so that much amount of the ingredient will be enough for one bag of the cement. So like this you can use the volumetric batching. In volumetric batching, water is measured either in kg or liter. To measure the quantity of water, the water meter is used, while batching or use of cans of water having the fixed volume. Okay, to measure the quantity of water, you can use the cans. Okay, and you can either take the quantity of water in liters or kgs, whichever is there. You can see here figure is there. So this figure is of pharma. Okay, so this is called as pharma or measurement box. So in this pharma, you can take the ingredient. Okay, so two long handle will be there, and four people can handle it to transport it from one place to another place. So this is called as volumetric batching. Understood? So we have two types of batching. One is volume batching and second is weigh batching. In again volume batching, we have two types. One is random volumetric batching and second is proper volumetric batching. So we have discussed volumetric batching. Now let us see what is weigh batching. What is weigh batching? In weigh batching of concrete, the proportion of concrete ingredients is decided by the weighing or in the batching plant. It is done either by using weigh batchers or by other equivalent weighing system. So here we can we will take the ingredients of concrete by weight. Okay, we will take it by weight. If it is a batching plant, then there will be an automatic system to take the ingredients in their proper weigh quantity, or you can use the weigh batcher. Okay, with the help of weigh batcher, you can weigh the ingredient and you can take it. Weigh batching system facilitates simplicity, flexibility, and accuracy. On large projects, automatic batching plants are usually installed, which help in achieving ultimate quantity and ultimate quality and consistency. Okay, So wave batching system is a simple one. Okay, so it gives more flexibility and accuracy also. Okay, but if it is for small works, okay, if you are going for wave batching for small works, it will give you more work. Okay, so the work will become more complicated if you are taking the ingredients by weight. If it is for large projects, then you will install a the RMC, okay, ready-made concrete plant. So you will install there the concrete will get prepared by taking the ingredients by wave batching. There will be a automatic system in the RMC plants. There it will take the ingredients of concrete automatically. You just have to enter the values of ingredients in there. Okay, you just have to enter the values of ingredients. It will take automatically according to what weight of the ingredients you have entered there. Okay, so depending upon the type of job, different types of wave batchers are available in the market. That is manual wave batching, semi-automatic wave batching, and fully automatic wave batching. Okay, so according to the type of job, means the type of work that we are doing. So in the market, the batchers are available. Manuals are also available. Semi-automatic and fully automatic wave batching systems are available in the market. So wave batching is a correct method of batching compared to volumetric batching. So different batching machines are available. Okay, different types of batching machines are available. Manual machines are also available. Then automatic and fully automatic machines are also available. So in the manual batching, what happens is it has two buckets mounted on common spindle about which they rotate. One is loaded while the other is discharged in the mixer. So spring loaded dials indicates its weight. Okay, so this is the manual machine. In the manual machine, it will be having two buckets. Okay, so in those buckets, you have to put the ingredient. Okay, manually you have to put the ingredient into that bucket. Okay, so there will be two buckets on the either side of the spindle. So you have to uh, put the ingredient into that. So it will rotate. Then you will get to know, and there will be one spring loaded die. So that will show the weight of the ingredient. So like this, you have to put the ingredient manually, and you have to check for the weight of the ingredient. Okay, so this is a manual machine. In automatic wave batching machines, it is used for large works. Okay, automatic machines are used for large works. It will be having overhead hopper, and it will be having a discharge into the mixer. Okay, so it will take automatically the ingredient from its heat. Then it will take into the hopper, and it will be weighed, and then it will be discharged automatically into the concrete mixer. It is useful in ready mix concrete plants, recorders for weight. Okay, so this type of machines are used in the RMC plants or ready mix concrete plants. Calibration is required from time to time. Okay, for these types of machines, you will require calibration. Like for every 3 months or 6 months, you have to check for its working condition. So this is all about batching. Okay, so we have completed the first stage of concrete preparation. That is batching of ingredients. So our second stage is mixing. Okay, once you take all the ingredients in their proper quantities. Okay, so as I told you, in the batching we are taking all the ingredients in their required quantity. So after you take all the cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and water into according to its required quantity, then you have to mix them. Okay, so our second stage of preparation of concrete is mixing. Mixing of cement, sand, and the coarse aggregate uh, is called as mixing. Okay, first we have to mix these three ingredients in the dry condition. Then we have to add the water to it, then again you have to mix it. Okay. When you are mixing the concrete, you should ensure that the mass is homogeneous. Okay. Once you prepare the concrete, you should ensure that the concrete should be the concrete mass should be homogeneous. Okay. What do you mean by homogeneous? The concrete should it should be properly mixed. Okay. It is called as homogeneous only when the concrete is properly mixed. When the concrete is mixed and it is homogeneous, it will give a uniform color. Okay, it should be a uniform color and it should be consistent. Okay, your concrete should be consistent. Okay, then there are different methods of mixing. Okay, there are different methods of mixing of concrete. Uh, Here, basically, we are having two methods. One is hand mixing, and another one is machine mixing. Okay, we are having hand mixing and machine mixing. So let us discuss this hand mixing and machine mixing in detail. Okay, first one is hand mixing. So hand mixing is practiced for small scale works. Okay, hand mixing of concrete is used for small scale works. Like if there is a construction of small house and any repair work is there, then we will go for hand mixing of concrete. Okay, so 10% extra cement is added to compensate inferior concrete produced by this method. Okay, when you are doing the when you are preparing the concrete by hand mixing, so at that time you have to add 10% extra cement. Okay, you have to add 10% extra cement. Why you need to add some extra cement? To compensate the inferior concrete. Means when you are preparing by when you are mixing the concrete by hand, so you will you will put it on the ground. Okay, or you have to put it on the leveled surface. So some amount of concrete, some amount of cement will get waste. Okay, some amount of cement will get waste. So that's why you have to add some amount of extra cement when you are mixing the concrete by hand. Okay, so how you have to mix it? You have to spread fine and coarse aggregate in the alternate layer. Okay, so you have to first put a layer of fine aggregate, and above that you have to put the layer of coarse aggregate, and then above that you have to spread the layer of cement. Okay, so if you are preparing in a if you are mixing in a large quantity, then you have to put first layer of sand, then coarse aggregate, then cement, or then again fine sand, coarse aggregate, and cement. So in layer wise, you have to spread it. Then you have to mix it with the help of shovel until until it becomes uniform, or until it becomes it shows a uniform color. Okay, until that you have to mix it with the help of shovel. Understood? I'm telling you the procedure of hand mixing. How you have to mix the concrete by hand. Okay, here you can see the figures are there. In the first figure, you can see there will be first layer of sand, second layer of coarse aggregate, and above that he is putting up the cement. Okay, so in the alternate layer, you have to put these three ingredients. So after putting these in three ingredients, you have to mix it with the help of shovel. Okay, first you have to dry mix it. Okay, you have to mix it dry. Okay, only three ingredients are there: fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and cement. So these three ingredients you have to mix it. So after mixing these three ingredients, you have to spread it, and you have to make it at the center. You have to dig it. So in that you have to put the water. Okay. After mixing it dry, when your dry mix become uniform, at that time, after that, once your dry mix will become uniform, after that you have to put the water. That is there in the second figure. Okay, in the second figure you can see after dry mixing the concrete, when it becomes uniform, you have to put the water into it. Okay, after putting the water with the help of shovel, again you have to mix it
That you can see it in the third figure. Okay, so this is the procedure of hand mixing of concrete, and hand mixing of concrete is done for small works or small construction works. Okay, this is all about hand mixing of concrete. Okay, so first layer of sand, second layer of coarse aggregate, then third layer of cement. Then you have to mix these all three ingredients until it becomes uniform, and then after that you have to put up the water. Then again you have to mix it to get a uniform concrete. Okay, so this is all about hand mixing of concrete. Okay, some more figures are there, you can see. So this is hand mixing of concrete. Now let us see what is machine mixing of concrete. Okay, how can we mix the concrete by the use of machine? Okay, medium and large scale work uses machine mixing. Okay, medium and large scale works uses machine mixing. Mixing is here. If we use the machine mixing, then the mixing will be efficient, it will be economical, and it will produce a good quality of concrete. Okay, so if we use the machine mixing, it will be a efficient one. Okay, the concrete will be efficient and it will be economical. Okay, so if you for preparing a large quantity of concrete, if you use a manual method, that is hand mixing, you will require a huge amount of labors. Okay, and machine mixing will become economical there. Okay, machine mixing will become economical for preparing large quantity of concrete. Okay, and with the help of machine mixing, you will get a very good quality of concrete. Okay, you will produce a good quality of concrete compared to hand mixing. Okay, we have different types of machine mixers. Okay, different types of mixers are available. So the mixer can be classified according to batch mixer or continuous mixer. Okay. Now, what is batch mixer and continuous mixer? Let us discuss this. So, in batch mixer, we will produce the concrete batch by batch with a time interval. Okay. So, as I told you, in the batch mixing, first we will take one set of all the quantities: fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, cement, and water. So these four ingredients we will take. Okay. Then we will mix them. So our concrete will be mixed, and the concrete is ready. Then you will then you will transport the concrete for its final deposition. Okay, for final placing, you will transport the concrete. Then again you will take all the ingredients. Again you will mix it. Then again you will send it. Then again if you need concrete, again you have to take the ingredients. Okay, again you have to take cement, sand, coarse aggregate, water. Again you have to mix it, and again you have to send it for its final work. Okay, so like this, if you are preparing the concrete, then it is called as batch mixer. Okay? Batch by batch, we are preparing the concrete. So machine concrete mixer is there. In the concrete mixer, we are preparing the concrete, removing it from the machine, we are sending it. Then again, we are putting all the ingredients into the concrete mixer machine. Concrete is prepared, then it is sent. Again, you can see, you might have seen in any construction work, if there is a slab construction, okay, for any slab construction of the house, they will bring a concrete mixer. Okay, concrete mixer they'll bring, and in the bucket they'll put one bag of cement and all other quantities. Okay, so that is fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. So that will put it into the drum, rotating drum. Okay, there will be rotating drum. In that drum they'll put, and in that drum they'll put the water. The concrete will be prepared, and they will put it into the cylinder. Okay, which will be lifted to the slab. Okay, once the concrete is prepared, it will be put up into that and again the drum will become empty. Okay, so one batch is done. Then again, if you need the concrete, and again second batch will be put into that, all the ingredients, then they'll put it into the drum, and in the drum they will put the water, and again the second batch will be ready. Okay, so like this, the batch by batch the concrete is prepared. So that machine is will come under batch mixer. Okay, the machine will come under batch mixer. Okay, then we have continuous mixer. Okay, continuous mixer. So what do you mean by continuous mixer? Continuously mixed and discharged in dam construction. Okay, so in the continuous mixers, the concrete is prepared continuously. Okay, so here in this type of machine, there will be two ends. One is opening from one side. You have to put the ingredients. From another side, the concrete will be discharged. Okay, so from the open portion, okay, from the open portion from where you have to put the ingredients into the machine, in that you have to put sand, cement, coarse aggregate and water continuously. You have to put into the machine, and from the another end, okay, from the discharge point, the concrete will be continuously discharging. Understood? You might have seen this one, water machine. Okay, usually when the water comes in the homes, they will put up the machine to suck the water in a faster way. Okay, from one end the water will enter into the machine, from the another end the water will come out. So like this, from one end here we are putting the all ingredients into the machine. From another end you are getting a ready-made concrete, prepared concrete, not ready-made, a prepared concrete you get. From one side, all the ingredients, separate ingredients you are putting. From another end, you are getting a uniformly prepared concrete. Okay, it is a continuous one. So this is called as continuous mixer. Understood the difference between batch mixer and continuous mixer? Okay. So this is called, this is the difference between batch mixer and continuous mixer. Now let us see what are the different concrete mixers. We are having pan type mixer and drum type mixer. Okay, in the machine mixing of concrete, we are having pan type mixers and drum type mixer. In drum type mixers of concrete, we are again having three types: tilting, non-tilting, and reversing mixers. Let us discuss this now. First is pan type mixer. Okay, you can see the figure here. So this is a pan type mixer of concrete. Okay, so here a forced movement pan mixer has blades that are fixed to an assembly that agitates the concrete throughout the pan as the vertical shaft rotates. Okay, so you can see there is a vertical shaft here. It will be rotating. For this vertical shaft, there is a fixed assembly here. Okay, there is a fixed assembly here. So when this rotates, okay, so you can see here like this, it is there. So when it rotates, whatever the ingredient which is there inside the pan, it will get mixed. Okay, so in this pan, okay, so this is a pan. In this pan, we will put all the ingredients, and the assembly will rotate, and your concrete will be prepared. So this is called as pan type mixer. Next is drum type mixer. In drum type mixer, as I told you, there are three types: tilting, non-tilting, reverse. Okay, what the name itself indicates here. Here you can see it is written. T means tilting, NT means non-tilting, R means reversing. Okay, here it is there. 85T. Okay, 85T means 85. It is the quantity of concrete which will be prepared. Okay, and the name itself indicates here. You can see tilting means what? The here the machine will tilt. Okay, machine will tilt. What do you mean by tilting? Okay, how to explain? Tilting means moving from one side to another side on one particular axis. Okay, in the coming slide, figure is there. I will explain you there what is tilting and non-tilting. Just understand that tilting means it will be rotating on its axis. That's why it is called as tilting. Tilt means it will move on its axis. It will rotate. Okay, that is tilting. Non-tilting means here the machine will be non-tilting. Here machine will not tilt. Reversing means here the machine will be reversing. So according to its work, the classification is there. Okay, if the machine can tilt, it is called as tilting mixer. If it cannot tilt, it is called as non-tilting. If the machine is reversing, then it will be classified under reversing mixer. Okay, in front of those, the quantities are also written. Okay, so tilting mixers are available in the quantity of 85T, 100T, 140T, and 200T. And non-tilting mixers are available in the quantities of 200 NT, 280 NT, 375 NT, 500 NT, and 1000 NT. Okay, and reversing 200R, 280R, 375R, 500R, and 1000R. So these are the capacities. First is tilting mixer. Okay, so from here we will discuss in the next class. I will take your attendance and I will leave you.